Good morning from weirdly overcast Central Portugal. Myself and Steve would like to welcome you today. We're going to show you around the Hugelkultur bed that I made back in February. Who is Steve? I hear you asking. Well, Steve is my cold sore. Some friends and I decided to name him because Steve appears every time I feel a little run down, feel like I'm working a little too much without taking a rest. Steve is a good reminder that, self-care is important, and maybe I shouldn't go full steam ahead all the time on my land. Perhaps I should chill out and relax sometimes. So Steve, though I dislike him very much, he pops up now and then to remind me to take better care of myself. But instead of looking at Steve, because really, Steve is gross, nobody likes that guy, let's look at some footage of me digging a giant hole. I started the Hugelkultur bed back in February. I wasn't working on it solidly every day, but it took around maybe 10 days, on and off. The most strenuous part was the hole digging part of it. However, I'm sort of a weirdo and I really do enjoy digging holes. But even me, at the end of that, I'd had enough. A Hugelkultur bed is a sort of garden bed that has a whole bunch of stuff buried beneath the mound. It's got logs, smaller logs, twigs, kitchen scraps, a bunch of stuff. I'm going to talk about my Hugelkultur bed in this video. This isn't a how-to. I don't think you're going to find any how-to videos on this channel, but I will gladly share how I did things. It might be right, it might be wrong, who knows. I'm open to suggestions. I think at some point I will do another Hugelkultur bed, so if you've seen some horrible glaring errors, I'm happy to hear what those are. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure yet what I'm going to plant in here. I'm going to see you again in the end of the video later on today, where I'm going to plant a few things in the Hugelkultur bed. But for now, have a look at the process of me making it, and Steve and I will see you later. So, that was hard work. I'm digging a Hugelkultur bed, and I'm standing in the hole. It's about 2.5 meters long, around 1 meter wide, and I'd guess about just over 30 centimeters or so deep, which I think is around what the internet told me to do. I'm happy with my hole. I've enjoyed digging it, but I will also enjoy not digging it. I'm happy it's finished, so I'll take a rest, and I think I'll work on the rest of it tomorrow. So the idea is big logs go in first, then medium-sized logs, then twigs and branches, and then sort of dry leaves and things. So I'll chop all these up a little smaller. And then I don't know if you stomp it all down or what happens, but then I think on top of that might go some mulch or maybe some soil. I need to look up the next layers. And then in theory, the whole thing should eventually kind of become a bit of a mound. I'm excited to start filling the hole in rather than digging it, because that's exhausting. Although I suppose carrying giant logs around is quite exhausting as well, but they're in my way and I want to put them in the hole and be done with them. So I'm in the hole, and I guess this is the log stage. So, they're not the perfect logs, but they'll do. Would have been better if maybe they were hardwood. I think the idea is you want something that's going to take a little while to decompose. So, but I have to work with whatever I have, and I have logs from just around my land that I was using as edging for my garden beds. I don't really know how high up I'm supposed to go with the logs, so I will check with the internet, see what it says, and then I'll come down and fill the rest. Yeah, I have more logs than I expected, and this is fuller than I thought it would be with the logs that I have. So that's good news. I don't have to go around begging my friends for logs. It's complicated because I don't have a chainsaw and I don't know how to use a chainsaw. So if I'm to ask friends for logs, they have to then go cut them or or whatever. So maybe I should get myself a chainsaw so I can help with clearing of land and things and get paid in logs, because you know what? You can never have too many logs, I've learned. So I've been hard at work putting small sticks and chopped up twigs and things into the bed. So behind me you will see a whole bunch of sticks and yeah, little bits of wood. Underneath that is big logs, and then after I did the logs, I actually put a bunch of twigs on, smaller logs and things like that. But then I read on the internet that I was supposed to fill the holes between the logs with soil. So I sort of shoveled a whole bunch of soil onto the twiggy bits and did a little dance on it, pounded it a bit with the shovel, and tried to make the soil fall down to the bottom. Whether it did or not, who knows? But there's a lot of soil in there, so it should be okay, I hope. And you know, I'll never know. Who knows what's happening beneath there. I've got a little bit more research to do, but for the moment, I'm just gonna continue to chop up all these olive scraps I have everywhere and use them to build up the bed a bit more. So I've gotten up to the sort of woody, twiggy layer, which is on top of the big logs, medium-sized logs, twiggy, leafy, offcut sort of stuff. And then some places say stick a bunch of straw on there. Some places say carve out some like sod. Others say dump some kitchen scraps on there. So that middle part is a little bit up for debate. Then I think the top is compost, and then compost, manure, and soil, sort of in a maybe 6-inch layer, and that's where you do the planting. So I think I might attempt to do the thing where you do the sod thing. It's going to be a lot of work carving up chunks of grass. For me, it's mostly sort of weedy stuff. If I can kind of make a little trail of destruction, cutting up the sod and taking the grass and putting it on the Hugelkultur bed, if I do it in the places where I need a path, then yeah, killing 2 birds with 1 stone. It seems like a logical idea to me. I'm gonna go get the grassy, turfy stuff now, which is going to involve hacking up the ground. So that should be quite strenuous. And then you sort of bring it up in sheets if I can, and then tip it upside down so that the grassy stuff is face down and the turfy stuff is facing up. And then on top of that goes the rest. So I'm not totally sure the best way to hack up turf with the grass still on the top. And I have a feeling it could be very difficult and labor intensive, but it seems like the best way. So I'm going to give it a try, and in the process, possibly clear a path to the compost bin. Win-win. Oops, so looks like it's kind of intact, and I guess this just goes upside down on the bed, I suppose. Whew. Ah, this is already hard work. Whew. This sucks. Oops, my camera switched off as I was laying this stuff down. It wasn't that exciting, let's be honest, and I've decided that it kind of sucks, so I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do instead is use the enchada, sort of the giant hoe-like tool, just to kind of pull the grass up however I get it. I'm not going to worry about it being attached to the sod stuff. So I'll get the grass in whatever form it comes up, stick it on the next layer, and then I'll get the dirt and just put it on top of that. That's my plan. That was a little bit too awkward and difficult. Maybe if you have like an actual lawn that you're building your hugelkultur bed on, it's different. Because in that case, I imagine you would sort of dig up a spot in your lawn for the garden bed, carefully remove the grass, set it aside, save it, and then just put it back on top. That's not the case with my place, so I'm gonna do things a little differently. Yeah, I'm just gonna go, I guess, cut the grass with a very inappropriate tool. So I don't know how thick I'm supposed to go in this, but I've still got bits to cover, so I might do another couple of wheelbarrow loads. So I think I'm happy with that, mostly because it's really hard work and I'm sick of doing it. So the next stages are manky kitchen scraps. Yay, yum yum. I might get some manure pellets that I have in a bag behind me, sprinkle those on, because why not? There might be some reason why not, but I don't know what it is. And then, what's next? I'll go raid my compost bin. It's never really been flipped or anything. It's basically just a place where I dump stuff. So I've sort of taken the more recent stuff off and put it into the next chamber. And the stuff underneath kind of looks composty. So I'll go salvage what I can from that, put that on the next layer, and then I'll hack out a bit more soil from this future keyhole garden that I'm gonna make. And then I'll cover the whole thing with that manky straw. So I still have a lot to do, but I feel motivated, I have a vision, I have the order of things. So I'm gonna, I guess, dump some kitchen scraps. Oops. Ew, that's pretty gross. But what's way less gross is my compost. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty happy with this. There's definitely stuff in here that hasn't decomposed, but excitingly, I saw a whole bunch of worms in here. Here, wormy, 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 where are you? Anyway, I swear there's worms in there somewhere, and that is a good sign. So this stuff here is basically horse poo pellets that comes in bags like that. It's kind of stinky, full of nutrients apparently, it's supposed to be pretty good. So I'm going to sprinkle this stuff on here, and then I'm going to put this on top. I might need more wheelbarrow loads than I was planning on. Just be a little more work than I was expecting, but what else is new? Ooh, did I see a worm? Hello. Hello, little worm. Yeah. So I've got these guys living in here. Oops. I saw quite a few. So I guess that means they're happy. The soil is good. Okay, back you go. Whew. This is really heavy, and I'm pretty sure my wheelbarrow has a flat tire, so I should probably do something about that. After a little rest. Whew, that's tiring work, and I'm gonna call it a day, even though I'm not finished. I'm only at the compost layer, and I'd like to add at least 2 or 3 more wheelbarrows full of the compost. So this is what I have. She's a beast already, but you can see there's some bits that are still sticking out, and I would like to go a little bit deeper with the compost, higher up with it. So yeah, it'll involve a couple more loads of wheelbarrow, and then next is shoveling that stuff out on top of here. I'm not sure how deep that needs to be, but fortunately it's just right there. No wheelbarrowing involved. Even though I do love wheelbarrowing, it does get tiring. And then the straw. So that will be my plan for tomorrow morning. Hello again. It's not tomorrow morning. It's now middle of May, around 7 p.m. And I did not film the adding of straw, so I think Steve and I will now reenact that for you. So there we have it, straw added, bed done. I don't actually know what to plant. I was gonna spend this last scene of the video planting stuff, but I worked at my friend's place. The man is cutting the lawn, it's really noisy, and I actually don't know what I want to plant in here. I'm leaning very heavily towards chili peppers. I got a few different varieties. I got some from my friends, and I have a whole bunch of jalapenos. So I'll look for maybe companion plants also that go well with chili peppers and stick them in the bed. I like them because if you protect them over winter, they're actually perennials, and I don't need to keep replanting them, in theory. So if anyone knows what goes well with chili peppers, I'd love to get a couple other perennials in there as well, a few annuals. Please let me know in the comments. Yeah, so I guess I will call it a day. Worked hard today, and I do need to relax, or Steve will just not leave me alone. But yeah, so from Steve and I, thanks for watching. He hopefully won't be here in the next video, but I will. So I'll see you then, and if you like the video, and if you really like it, subscribe, and share it around, tell your friends, tell your enemies. Yeah, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.